The calling of emergency, it doesn't change anything. It just changes the rules for government.
Do you think this will go on all the way to August?
I think if it goes all the way to August and it stops there, that's great. My worry is that it carries on indefinitely, because the last nationwide emergency we had, it got extended for more than 40 years. I think almost 50 years.
Wait,
So that's
go back to that. Which one? So this is the 1969 one.
This is, yes. And
Okay.
we just came out from a state of emergency 2011 when Najib, declared the end of the emergency. So
But yeah,
that
we live
emergency,
lives like it was just any other thing.
yeah. So that's why I mentioned earlier, the calling of emergency, it doesn't change anything. It just changes the rules for government. But
Right.
it's quite different then, because at least at that point in time, you have a semblance of democracy. A lot of what makes up democracy is still functioning, because parliament wasn't suspended. And we had general elections every 5 years. And you have a government
That's why it never occurred to me that we were in a state of emergency.
Yes. And that's actually a good thing. Because if you are in a state of emergency and you are reminded daily that you're in a state of emergency, that's bad for your political life, or even for a layperson's everyday life, or for the economic life of the nation. You see, why would somebody want to come here to a country where emergency is being declared?
But we thrived, though. I mean, like,
we did.
I didn't realize that we were in a state of emergency. I'm just a bit mind blown right now.
We did.
Did people just forget?
No, I think it's because you have a very strong government. Even though it's an emergency, you have a very strong government. You have prime ministers which have a very clear majority. You have parliament sitting. You have a lot of laws not being passed using this shortcut that the government has, even though they could. So even though the government could have ruled as though as
iron fist
actual emergency with an iron fist, it didn't.
Right.
The worry now is that you have a government, or you have a prime minister where we don't know. We don't know whether there's a majority, because if you take the last clear indication of the support of the government, which is the election or the budget was passed narrowly. Yeah. And the budget was passed narrowly. Was it the budget? I think it was the budget or the speaker, but either way, the support is hovering around 114 to 111, and then you have a number of other MPs who is supposedly on the prime minister's side, who is supporting the prime minister, coming out saying that they no longer support the prime minister. So that number dwindles. It could well fall below 111, which is less than 50%. So you don't know this government whether it has support of the majority, and you have no parliament to check on what this government is doing, and you have no election on a government that may not have support of the majority. We're sure, So all these things in place, you don't have legitimacy in whatever you are doing, because for you to have legitimacy, you need to have all these democratic institutions and a government having legitimacy to make decisions in place, and all that is not there because of the emergency, because it's been suspended.
Right.
So it's quite different from emergency that was called back in the 1960s.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Glad you liked it. Now, if you want to check out a full discussion on all our other episodes, click right here. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.